Hello everyone, my name is Fitria. My last student number is 020. Here I would like to present my assignment by the title Woman Representation in the Villainess versus the Hourglass graphic novel. Because of the heroine of the story has always been a saint, and because she has always been a wicked woman, she will suffer greatly as punishment she meets in the end of her life. However, the saint, what if she really wasn't a saint at all? This statement was written in the prologue of the graphic novel and the novel. It barely told us about how the story about a wicked woman and a saint that have misunderstood by everyone in the society. Well, The Villainess Reverses the Hourglass graphic novel is a graphic novel based on the Korean web novel with the same title, written by Sansugi. The genre of this novel is fantasy, romance, and shoujo. So here is the blurb. With the marriage of her prostitute mother to the Count, Arya's status in the society skyrocketed immediately. After leading a life of luxury, Arya unfairly meets death because of her stepsister Millie's schemes. And right before she dies, she sees an hourglass fall as if it were a fantasy. And just like that, she was miraculously brought back to the past. Well, here Arya is uh, a lady who come from the lower class. Her mother is a prostitute. Then her mother married with Khan, and then the 13 years old Arya before the 13 years old Arya become a noble lady, and she was well known of the society to be a wicked woman, and Millie, her stepsister, is also well known in the society as the saint and the role model of all noble lady in that time. So after Millie brought back to the past, she said to her tutors etiquette that I want to become a very elegant person, just like my sister Millie. What she meant by this statement is, in order to face the villainess, she must become an even more wicked villainess. This was the new path Arya chose to take revenge on Miele, who murdered both her and her mother. So, this is Arya. Arya Rosende is the protagonist of this story. She's a daughter of prostitute women. She is a wicked woman. She also admits that she is a wicked woman herself. Like once she said that if she is a kind-hearted woman, if she is not a wicked woman, she would like to refuse the advice that the maid give to her to do all bad things to Millie in her past life. However, she still do that bad things to Millie, and she is admit that she is a wicked woman. But she love herself and not hate herself because she's wicked. Well, Arya is strong female leader, female lead. She is clever and she is brave woman. She success in her business. She is being American. She is being an investor, and she could uh, stand by herself. She have a bright career as a noble lady, not like other lady that depends on marriage and on men. Arias depends on herself. Her goal is to take revenge on Miele, who made her and her mother suffer. Well, this is Arya when he got executed in the first chapter. Then he want to, then he brought back to the past and want to ruin Miele's life. Arias also met Sarah. Sarah is her tutor etiquette who came from a Viscount house, and Arias chose Sarah to be her tutor etiquette because She knows that Sarah would become the future marionist, and she thinks that Sarah is a good ally to her. This is merely a saint. Everyone knew that she's a saint, but actually she is a two-faced woman. Uh, she plot to ruin her stepsister and stepmother life. She point she poisoned her stepmother in her past life, and in in the new life of Arias, nearly also tried to poison Aria, but she was failed. Miele is in love with Oscar Frederick, who is the son of the Duke Frederick. So this is Isis Frederick. She is always or commonly referred as Princess Isis because of her nearly engagement with the Crown Prince. She is Oscar's older sister. She is a strong female leader, and she immensely influential in noble society. She has power in the aristocrat fraction, and in the in the past timeline, she could force the crown prince to marry her in a political marriage with her, and she could press the royal family and step power in the aristocrat fraction and become the most powerful young lady in the empire. Well, we could say that she is the true antagonist because she is the key benefactor of Miele, who always helped Miele, and then she also said Miele wedding with Oscar, and she is nearly engaged with the crown prince who is in love with Aria. Well, this is Sarah Lauren. Sarah is Aria's tutor etiquette. She came from the Viscount house. It is a lower aristocrat family than Aria. She's kind-hearted and she's like an ideal noble woman who soft, kind-hearted, elegant, and she's like everyone who dreams of like a Cinderella who came from a poor family and then met her prince, uh, Marquis Vincent, and then she became a marchioness after married the Marquis Vincent and became to be one of the powerful family aside of Frederick House. To the representation of or challenge traditional gender roles? Well, I think it's interesting to say that it is flawed. We could say that Miele and Sarah representation of the traditional gender roles where young lady want to have a Prince Charming who take them to the good environment, to the good life, to the life with joyful and then love. And then Miel is always depends on her father, on her brother, and also do everything to marriage with Oscar. However, Isis' character and Aria's character is like a challenge traditional gender roles where they have their career, they were successful women career, they have power to challenge the society. Did the representation give new roles to women? If so, what kind of roles? Well, it's like Aria as a successful businesswoman. Uh, it was commonly referred as Investor A. Aria could join the Crown Prince exclusive meeting where there was only half men before. Arya guides the Crown Prince so that he could press the aristocrat fraction back and Arya achieve her goals by herself, not depend on her man. Well, we could we have also Isis who could manipulate her power over the noble society. How do they affect our understanding of ourselves, of other people? Well, this novel reformed the protagonist roles. It changed the mindset that protagonists should be a young woman who kind-hearted, soft, elegant, and weak. We could say that protagonists also can be a wicked woman, a strong female, and then uh, it's just like protagonist is just the true ourselves, not our dependent to be. So it's it is also show the equality of gender roles, both men and women. It opposes the traditional roles of women. It presents many different ways to be an ideal woman, like Sarah and Arya. I think they both an ideal woman on their way. Her media forms represent and reinforce differences. Its media represent through their own necessity and where they take side with. So like stereotypes and promote, like in this novel, it's stereotyping about the novel, and also it's promote women. Actually, I think that this novel is full of with feminism and how might this representation affect the exploitation and the oppression of girls? Well, through this representation, an ideology is slowly delivered to the people who consume it, and it changes and construct the beliefs of the people in the society. And with the change of the beliefs, it could change people. How might media representation affect people's understanding of identities versus these identities? Well, media construct people identities and people's perception impact upon their self-concept. Well, that's all my explanation. Thank you for watching.